Hello and welcome to the show that brings you Manchester and Deeside's fastest and most exciting sports team, the Manchester Phoenix. I've got Anna Corrigan with me. Anna, a home doubleheader to close the season out. We've got Sheffield in the building on Saturday night, which was last night, and we've got the Bracknell Bees in the building tonight. So very quickly, last night 2-0 down, 3-2 win in overtime. Fantastic. Just what we wanted as we spoke at the top of last week's show. Let's put some wins together heading into the playoffs. Exactly what we asked for, exactly what we got last night. Yeah,
I wasn't there, but from what I read on social media, it was a pretty impressive comeback. Sheffield have had our number for the majority of the games that we've seen them against this year. So it's nice, that the final one, we can just settle that kind of infamous War of the Roses unofficially by getting at least one win against the Steel Dogs, because we know there's quite a severe rivalry there, so it's nice to at least get one win under our belt.
It'll be Liam Kirk and Robin Kovar to take the opening face-off. Kirk filling in on the top line for Sheffield because Lashek isn't here, as far as I can tell. And it's Kovar that wins the opening face-off. Baronek back to Boothroyd, and now James Neal, left-hand side of the... Just under 3 minutes gone, first period, no score between the Phoenix and the Steel Dogs. The face-off to the left of Stephen Fone, down in the Phoenix zone. It's won by O'Flaherty. Boothroyd tied up by Craig Elliott. Puck squirts free towards Shudra, who takes the sharp angle shot. The second chance has forced its way into the net. The big rebound came off the chest of Stephen Fone, and I think Craig Elliott has managed to bank it in off the back of Fone, who was down on the ice. It's a very scruffy early goal, but the Sheffield Steel Dogs do take the lead. It's Phoenix 0, Steel Dogs 1. Neal back across to Russell. He chips it ahead. O'Flaherty needs to get a shout there. It's a terrible cross-ice pass. Walking in is Andy Hurst. He shoots and scores.
Absolute suicide
that coming
again.
a mile off. Gareth O'Flaherty's attempted centering pass was absolutely terrible, and Andy Hurst had time and space. Walks in, rips it over the glove of Stephen Fone, and it's Phoenix 0, Steel Dogs 2. In the net, Baronek, sharp angle shot deflects off for Sheffield, skating wide. Archer settles it down, banks it down behind the net. We're in the final minute of the first period. Kovar setting up behind the net. Baronek in tight and scores. Nicely worked by Robin Kovar. Baronek gave himself just enough room, and as Sedlar dropped down in the butterfly, he pings it through that small gap between the netminder's head and the crossbar. The Phoenix, with less than a minute to go, halve the deficit. It's Phoenix 1, Sheffield 2. Corson Heron helps it on. Gron back towards Corson Heron, who dropped his stick, but he's managed to pick it back up and finds Gron, who plays it towards the front of the net, and Satek scores!
Yes.
Terrific cycling round the zone. It's worked out front, and Michael Satek banks it in off Dali Sedlar. We said the Phoenix were a momentum team. They've got two in less than a minute, and with 19 seconds to go, 19's on the board, and it's 2-2. So Liam Kirk is here, and he's just won the opening face-off. How's that for a segue? Tim Smith has the puck for Sheffield. He plays it across his own zone. Corhon back to Ben Morgan. The aforementioned Mr. Kirk flips it ahead. Corhon is dispossessed by Baronek, who chops it up the boards. Kovar curls his way to the middle of the ice, brings it in with speed, dances his way past Corhon, nicely drops the puck back. Baronek walks in. Good stop made by Sedlar with the left arm. And around the boards, Corson Heron knocks it to his stick. He's forced back by Greg Wood, but scoops a nice backhander ahead. Satek with a nice little thread through. Grom driving his way into the zone, puts it across Sedlar and wide of that far post.
They are a better team than they showed in the first 15 minutes, so maybe it's just a case of, hey, come on boys, we've still got a couple of weeks of the season to play.
Tim Smith with a big shot from the blue line that is held by Stephen Fone, so the face-off will go back to where it was. Kovar with a nice little tip pass to find Satek, and he flips it back across. Kovar drives in, he's got the legs on Lee Haywood, goes backhand, good stop made by Sedlar. Going post to post, Ali Sedlar. Kovar couldn't get enough height on it. The referee getting in the way of the Steel Dogs, trying to get it clear. Good step up by James Neal to get possession back and find Satek, left-hand side. Grom heads towards the net, looking for a tip. It's through the crease and all the way across towards Corson Heron, who loses his edge along the boards. That allows Sheffield to play it ahead. Shudra nicely kicks it to his stick, driving in. There is going to be a penalty called as the save is made for his time. Duncan onto the puck. Sedlar's got his way to the bench, so the Steel Dogs have got the extra man on. It won't come to anything though, as Corson Heron gets the stick on it.
He actually never got the extra man on. He got to the bench, no man came on.
It is a hooking call on Luke Boothroyd as he pulled back Cole Shudra. Kovar will bring this ahead with speed. Tries the little stick handle inside Lee Haywood. Haywood got his stick tangled up with Kovar, but he did well to kick it away as Baronek was lurking for the loose change. It's Kovar and Liam Kirk to take the draw. Kovar wins it. Boothroyd across to James Neal. Towards Calvert, but Boothroyd is there, and he finds Ben Wood. He'll bring it in down the left-hand side, banks it off the boards. Gareth O'Flaherty plays it around the back of the net. Sharp angle from Ben Wood. He finds O'Flaherty, backhands it across. Trent Hope puts it off the side netting. It was a lovely worked move across the zone. Sedlar went for the old two-pad stack and was completely out of position, but Trent Hope hits it the wrong side of the post. Kirk, it's picked up by Corhon. And now Bossas walking in, right-hand side, good kick save by Foe. Corhon on the rebound, terrific stop by Stephen Foe. He was well out to make that first save, and he dives across with the paddle to deny Corhon, who had most of the net, to Satek, who's got Boothroyd from the blue line shooting, looking for a tip, but it's found its way through into the glove of Dali Sedlar. The blue line, Neil finds Gron. Back to Neil again. He lets it run towards Gron. The Steel Dogs come across well, but they've not cleared the zone. Gron trying to walk his way towards the front of the net, still going. The puck just wouldn't settle down for him. He backhands it across. Neil won't get there, and that is the end of the third period. And it's the end of 60 minutes of what's been a thoroughly entertaining game, you would have to say, Tambo.
I think so. Apart from the first 10-12 minutes, I think it's been a really good game of hockey. Both sides putting it all out. Both goalies playing well.
Overtime about to get underway. The Phoenix will start with Archer, Neal and Satek. The Steel Dogs counter with Wood, Calvert and Haywood.
Of course, import netminder in
import netminder, so no import skaters for the Steel Dogs. In fact, Lubomir Corhon knows he's got to be getting ice time. He stood up at the back of the bench. James Neal has the puck for the Phoenix down in the Manchester zone. Fake to Mark Thomas. He uses him as the decoy. Tries to drive away from Greg Wood. Plays it across to Thomas. Phoenix will look to make a change as Satek picks the puck up. He's got Ben Wood joining the play. Ben Wood walking in, shooting, good save by Sedlar. Rebound, they score! Ben Wood jams it in straight down the middle of the ice. The rebound came out off the pad of Dali Sedlar. He tucks it through the pads, and the Manchester Phoenix start their two-home game weekend with an overtime win against the Sheffield Steel Dogs. The final score is Manchester Phoenix 3, Sheffield Steel Dogs 2.
Fantastic jump off the bench from Ben into the middle. Good shot. The rebound fell fine for him, and we win it. Phoenix TV here with man of the match James Archer after a thrilling 3-2 win in overtime against the Sheffield Steel Dogs. James, our first win over them this season. About time.
Yeah, it's a good win, and that's a roll now in overtime. It's 2 in a row, so hopefully we can take those wins on into the playoffs next week.
Well, that's right. It's another run out tomorrow. Think systems right, carry on thinking, get playoff head on, and get ready for next week.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. We just got to. We're at business end of year now. We've had a tough year. It's time to, hopefully march on and hopefully get ourselves to Coventry.
Still a bit of silverware to win, that's the thing.
Well, that's it. There's still something up for grabs, so it's something to aim for.
And you, glad to be back and getting back to your old self?
I don't know about that. It's been a long road, but I've got another game to get under my belt tomorrow. And then 2 trainings, and then hopefully I'll be a bit fitter going into the playoffs.
Well, the rumour is Basingstoke, but I haven't had anything definite yet.
Well, it doesn't matter who we have. We end of the day we're there, so whoever's in front of us, we've got to take on. And we did the impossible really last year because no one kind of thought we were going to get past Basingstoke as it was, and we went to their barn and we beat them by 2 and did the job and sealed ourselves another finals weekend.
All right, I think you've got other duties to do yet, but I'll let you go, James, and best of luck next weekend.
Cheers, Tambo.
Okay, so into tonight we've got the Bracknell Bees in the building. Unfortunately, not a team heading into the playoffs, so it's kind of difficult to take anything from the game and say, well, it was good. We can gauge ourselves from that. Hopefully, we've just got to run a few set plays, put a few pucks in the back of the net, and give our confidence a bit of a boost heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these last couple of games of the season, Bison, all credits to them, won the league. That was secured for them last week. It is a bit of a nothing game, but by all means, we can't look at it that way. We need to sort of be focusing on going forward. Like you say, Bracknell, unfortunately, it is the last game of the season for them. All credits them for being here.
Absolutely.
They've had a really
Sure.
tough season. Thank you again to all the Phoenix faithful who donated money to the coach.
Yeah,
That was
well,
really appreciated by
absolutely, yeah.
everybody.
I mean, the fact that they're even in the building for a game tonight is quite the feat for us. So a big well done to everybody that put money towards
it's great to see them here. It's been a good season for Phoenix in terms of wins over Bracknell. So fingers crossed, just more of the same tonight, and we can keep our heads high going into the all-important playoff quarter.
Quarter final. Right. Well, on that note, one game left in the EPL 15-16 season.
Yep.
Let's hand over to Chris Beasley and go watch some hockey.
Smith and the hardest man in the league, James Galazzi. Carl Graham and Josh Tetlow man the blue line. Puck is dropped and the first period is underway. James Neal across to Boothroyd, right side of the Phoenix zone. Back to Neal, left-hand side. Satek, left wing, trying to go cross-ice. It's intercepted and Galazzi will work into the zone. Tried to snap a shot. Puck rolled away from him. Bees, long pass there in the middle, was tipped ahead by Antonov, but onto the stick of James Neal. Neal across to Boothroyd, and now it's picked up by O'Flaherty, who's spun around by Antonov, who's picked his pocket, walking in and scores.
Well, not a lot you can say about that, is there?
Unfortunately, for the second time in 2 nights, Gareth O'Flaherty's been caught in his own zone. And we spoke before the game about the speedster Vanya Antonov. He picks his pocket, goes in, beats Phil Spanswick, and it's Phoenix 0, Bracknell 1. In the corner, backhands through towards Spearing. His century pass is blocked by the stick of James Neal, who then gives it straight away to Scott Spearing. The backhand is stopped by Spanswick. Bees trying to force it in, and they have. Man at the back door, I think, was James Galazzi, but it might have been Scott Spearing as well. The Phoenix, again, giving the puck away in their own zone, and Spanswick couldn't find it in amongst the pile of legs. The Bees, despite having done relatively little by way of attacking, lead by 2-0. Down the right-hand side it goes. Satek nicely sweeps it across. James Archer works his way into the zone. Plays it across. Kovar will pick this one up off the butt. Thrown towards net. It's hit a Bracknell player and gone in. The shot from Kovar was paddled out by Alex Metam as Satek was crashing the net. It may have hit Satek. It may have hit Jan Bendik in front. But it's bounced in past the Bracknell netminder. And for the second night in a row, in the final minute of the first period, the Phoenix get a goal. It's Phoenix 1, Bracknell 2. Plays the long pass nicely ahead to the bench. Trent Hope will wind, fakes the shot, and then sends it in behind the net where it's picked up by Hamer. To Barker, back out to Bendik from the blue line. Good block from Satek. It's puddled towards the net. Second chance and they score. The shot from Bendik was well blocked by Satek, but it took all the pace off it and deceived Phil Spanswick. He made the first save, but I think it was Matt Ford at the back post who's tapped it in. It's a power play goal for Bracknell. It's Phoenix 2, Bees 4. Good step up. Neal not able to corral it though, and Antonov with a nice little no-look backhand pass. The Bees could be in here as they float it through. Smittle walking in, makes his move and scores. Nice little drop backhand pass from Antonov, and you could see that Smittle was just cruising his way into the zone. He outweights Phil Spanswick, tucks it in, and it's Phoenix 2, Bees 5. Blocked by Satek. Second time of asking, he sends it in. Spanswick tips it away straight onto the stick of Thompson there. Antonov parks in front. Smittle walking in, and it's tipped in by Antonov. And again, the Phoenix just all over the place in their own zone. Lucas Smittle had time, got his head up, and Antonov, stick on the ice, just guides it in past Phil Spanswick. 11.7 seconds to go in the second period, and it's Phoenix 2, Bees 6.
And we're away.
The third period is underway. The Bees win the draw, dump it down into the Phoenix zone. Boothroyd from the right-hand side plays it ahead. It's tipped by Robin Kovar. Josh Smith put under pressure up the boards, but he manages to keep the puck, and it's picked up by Spearing, who dumps one in wide of the Phoenix net. Smith carries it around the back, sends it back to Bendik. Shot from the blue line. That was an awkward one for Spanswick as it was heading right down his throat with traffic in front of him. But he holds on for the period's first whistle. And it further on its way. Corson Heron, nice cross ice pass, finds Archer, who'll cut inside Carl Graham. Upended, and that will be the first Phoenix power play of the game.
Just about to ask, have we had a power play? But
as soon as James Archer cut inside, Carl Graham was toast, and it's a 2-minute tripping penalty. Thomas, he'll sweep it down low towards Gron. He lets it run to Kovar. Satek to Kovar again. Now Satek winds up for a one-timer. I think that one's clipped off the toe of the skate of Vanya Antonov and flown up onto the roof of the cafe. That'll be another souvenir for somebody to take back up the M56. will take the face-off. Corson Heron flips it through, upended, nothing doing from Andy Miller, and the Bees will be happy to just work this one around their own zone. That will do it for the regular season. And it's a regular season which, for both of the teams, has been trying, to say the least. But it is the Bracknell Bees who end with a win. They head to the golf course next week. The Phoenix will head into the playoffs to face an unknown opponent, but possibly Basingstoke. We'll wait and see.
All credit to Bracknell there tonight for the display. Really, there could have been 3 or 4 of them man of the match. Antonov got it. Is he old enough to get the beers, though? That's the thing. But back to the desk.
Hang on. I haven't finished. The final score at Deeside in game 54 of the regular season is Manchester Phoenix 2, Bracknell Bees 6.
Okay, folks, we're down in the tunnel following the game. That's not gone to plan or to the script. It's a 6-2 hiding at the hands of the Bracknell Bees. Good for them to end what's been a not good season with a win. You know, you could see what it meant to their fans at the end, and even to their players, you know, so full credit to them. They worked hard and earned the win, but probably not what we want heading into a playoff quarter-final.
No, but as you say, we kind of touched on it in the intro. The game tonight didn't mean anything, so to speak. There were no points on the line. You know, Bracknell aren't going into the playoffs, so we didn't have a point to prove in that respect. You know, I'm actually quite pleased for them, to be honest. They've had a really tough season, and they almost didn't even make it tonight. So the fact that they've gone away, you know, with the win, you know, it'll probably mean a lot to them. And just on that note, a very big thank you to all the Phoenix faithful who joined in and chipped in towards the Bracknell coach. I know it was very much appreciated by the Phoenix and by Bracknell, because there were consequences for both clubs if the game didn't go ahead tonight. And the fact that everybody was here, everybody turned up, and you know, that both clubs have survived the season is amazing, because it's
something to celebrate for us both.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, you know what, tonight I don't think was about winning or losing or about points. It was just a nice celebration of hockey and the fact that we're both still here.
Absolutely, yeah, and we are still here. Unfortunately, we won't be here next year. Dear old Deeside, as much as we're going to miss it, we're going home. We have our building in Manchester. We can't disclose yet where it is, but we edge ever closer to being able to tell everybody where it is. We're going home. We're very much looking forward to it.
Yes, it's a very closely guarded secret, the location of our new rink, and I, for one, am really looking forward to sort of finding where it is. Deeside has been a home for us since September. Sure. I know a few people have got quite attached. Thank you very much to the staff at Deeside and to the Dragons for
they've been great to us.
Everyone's been really good to us. So I'm gonna miss the place a little bit.
Little bit.
I won't miss the half-an-hour drive to get here.
The half-hour drive, no, not a fan of that. So for the last time in the regular season, we will hand over to Tambo. He's had a chat to a couple of the players.
I'm here with Bracknell Bees captain Matt Ford after an excellent win here, 6-2. Matt, a lot of things going on about what's been happening and things like that, but it's good to sign off with a performance like that.
Oh, definitely, yeah, very much so. We've been through the mill this year, as they say, and yeah, it was really good to get a win at last game of the season and finish with a performance like that. It was good for our fans as well.
Well, that's right. I mean, the fans do stick. There's loyal fans. I mean, I've known Bracknell a long time. I used to live down that way, and we got another one going past. They're always like this. It's the last game of the season, so it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, hopefully that the fans can get something together and keep the name of the Bees going. That's the main thing.
Oh, definitely. It's we're very proud to have such wonderful fans, and they've stuck through us through thick and thin. And hopefully we can continue going and we can continue into next season and move forward as a club and hopefully stabilise the whole situation and who knows. But it's good to get that win for the fans and give them something to cheer about, because it's been a long old season.
Yeah, and I've got to mention again for young Antonov. He has really had one heck of a season, hasn't he?
Phenomenal, yeah, what a talent. Just to watch him play every day, he is one phenomenal talent, and he's really excelled this year, and it's great to see him take this responsibility and move forward with it. There's a lot of guys with talent, and once they get that responsibility, they are not sure about how to control that, but he's just taken that with both arms and just run with it, and phenomenal. But all the young guys, I think all the young players on our team this year have played phenomenally well. I think Tetlo's been really good. All the young kids have stepped up and really improved and taken that responsibility and kept going, which is testament to them.
Well, Josh would have got man of the match last time, but he had to get off early because of your bus driver. So I remember that was he never got the beers for that.
Yeah.
But yes, it's good to see. You've obviously got a very, very good youth policy coming, and that needs to be kept going as well, because that's the town's legacy as well.
Oh, definitely. I think that's one of our sort of made in Bracknell things is themes. I know a few clubs are doing it, but we have got a very good youth development, and we want to keep that going, and hopefully we can keep that going. We've got a few players that have been training up this year, and it all looks very promising.
All right, all the best, mate. Let's hope that everything works out for you. Maybe you'll come down to Coventry, and if we get there, you'll give us a cheer.
Yeah, maybe we'll give you a cheer. We'll hopefully do well, and good luck to the Phoenix, and hopefully they progress further in the playoffs.
Thanks very much, mate.
Brilliant, thank you. Cheers.
I'm here with Stan Gron after a disappointing defeat, but everything is geared to playing next week, isn't it, in the quarterfinals?
Exactly. This wasn't a very good game for us, but I have to give credit also to Bracknell. They played really hard. Their goalie had a great game. We tried at the end, but it was too late to tie this game or win. But the season is over for us, and we are getting ready for the playoffs, which is the most important thing for us now. Forget about what was and just get ready for the next game.
That's right. 2 games, hopefully no injuries. I think Michael Barnick will be back next week, hopefully, and we'll have a full squad for, I think, the 3rd time this year. That's all. But we know, I mean, it's likely to be Basingstoke. We think they're a tough team, but we can do it.
I think too. Also, we can do it if we come ready to play and we do the things we should. And with a little bit of luck, I think we can beat them. Martin should be ready to play, and I think everybody will do their best.
Well, there'll be a good Phoenix following, both here and down in wherever it is next week. And best of luck, and let's see if we can get to Coventry.
Thank you very much, and I hope we see each other in Coventry.
Yes, thanks, Dan.
Okay, folks, that's all we've got time for on this week's Phoenix TV. I've got no fixture to introduce for you next week because, of course, the round for the playoff fixtures hasn't yet been made. So as and when we know, we will let you know on the website and, as always, through all of our other channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and, of course, on Instagram. Thank you very, very much for your support this 15-16 season. We look forward very much to seeing you back in our new home for the 16-17 season back in Manchester.